Hi, my name is David LeVue. I work at Nationwide Trailers, and today I'm just going to kind of give you a look into the shop here. We having some brake problems on this 40-foot flatbed here. As you can see, it's air ride suspension. I have already pulled the tires off, and I have taken the bolts out of the caliper, and I'm getting ready to pull the caliper off. I'm going to show you how easy it is and how thorough we are here at Nationwide. Hold on just a second, please. Okay, as you can see, first thing we're going to do is you want to make sure that if you know that it's oil bath, is you're going to put a bucket right underneath where you're going to take that cap off to catch all that oil, which I've already done that. Put the cap back on just so I can give you an idea of what's going on here. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this cap off. There's no oil in it because I've already drained the oil, as I said before. So, you got your first nut right here. So, you got a lock washer that looks like this. It has prongs on it that are folded over. So, it locks both sides of the nut, the one that goes to the bearing and the one that goes to the outside nut. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take a flathead screwdriver and a small 2-pound hammer is what I use, and you're going to use your hammer and you're going to make these flat. That way you can get that first nut off. So you're going to use the socket this size, and this one here, they're all going to be different. But for this size air rod right here, it's a 2.5-inch socket, and the last one was seized on there pretty good. So what I'm going to use my impact wrench. I have a very high torque impact wrench, so what I do is I put it at that middle setting right there because you don't need a whole lot of power to get this thing off, but it definitely helps with time. Just like that. Just a little squeeze of the trigger just to break it loose, and then you can get the rest of it off with your hand. So what I like to do to keep things together, just put your oil cap down on this lid right there, and then you can put all your stuff right there in your oil cap. That way you don't misplace anything. Okay, that's your first nut off. Like I said before, that's your lock washer. Then the second nut, you shouldn't have any problem getting it off. It should be hand tight, in which this one is. Put that one in your cap. There's going to be another washer. And this goes up against your bearing. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pull this caliper off. And I've already taken the bolts out. And what I like to do is you can just take the caliper once you finish getting it off and it comes off. Just go ahead and make sure you catch your brake pads, because you don't want them to hit the ground and damage your brake pads. And then you can just you can set your caliper up on the frame. That's what I normally do. That way it's positioned good. It's not going to fall. It's not going to put any tension on the brake line. Okay, easy as that. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to try to pull this hub off. And normally you're going to need a hub puller. So I'll show you what that is. That's your handy dandy hub puller right there. And all you do is put that on. This little center part right here is going to go in the center of your hub. Screw on your lug nuts. And then it's got a deal right here. You can put a socket on. Give it a couple little squeezes with your impact wrench and it's going to pull it right off. But the other one, we didn't need it. So let's hope our luck holds out. Oh, and by the way, remember that your bearing is still in there. So you want to be sure that whenever you pull that hub, that bearing is going to want to pop out. So catch it. Don't let it hit the ground. Okay, like I said, I think I jinxed myself. So this one's going to be a little difficult. So we're going to use the hub puller. All you need is 2 lug nuts. Okay, so we're going to use our impact for this as well. And like I said, it's just kind of got a little snag sometimes when you pulled off hubs. So it just takes a couple of squeezes of the trigger. It didn't take much to pull it off. Just make sure you catch that bearing. Because that bearing hits the concrete, it could damage the bearing and then you're out of money. That's it, just like that. So as you can see, the bearing comes right here. Comes up on the hub puller right here. So I'll keep it right there for now. Take your lugs off. Okay, lug nuts off. Be careful when you put the hub puller off that you don't drop the bearing. Kind of hold it with the other hand as you pull it off. You can slide that bearing off. Bam. That easy. Alright, we're going to put that over there by our cap, right here on the ground. Okay, you always want to make sure you got some kind of rubber mat or some kind of mat down, because you're going to be pulling this hub off and you're going to sit it down on the disc. That way, the skinny part is going to be at the top, because you're going to need it at the top. That way you can use this. Make sure, see it's flat, no sharp edges. And that's what you're going to use to knock your inner bearing out. And once you knock that inner bearing out, the seal is going to come with it. careful when you pull that hub off because that hub is extremely heavy. Okay, here we go. And you're going to see the bearing on the top, and just make sure that whenever you're hammering it, that you hit it just like you take off a tire. You're going to hit it here, 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 and here, and just work around. You don't have to hit it too hard. It's going to work itself out. But just make sure you keep this flat along the bearing. That way you don't cause any damage on the bearing. That's simple. The bearing and seal will fall out. Okay, there you have it. Now you got your bearing, and you got your seal. And I can tell upon inspection that this seal, it definitely has a lot of wear and tear, and that's what's creating the leak. So we have completed a full tear down of this hub right here. So before I take this over to the part station to clean it up, see what the bearings look like, inspect the hub, see how everything looks, see if the races look good. We definitely want to clean the spindle off. That's what I always do. And every part that I go back with, I clean everything. Every nut and bolt. You want it to look good for the customer. Spray it down with some good brake cleaner. Shop towels are the best. Okay, so we're going to wipe off any excess oil, any dirt, anything like that. That way when this hub's all clean and greased up and ready to go back on, it's a smooth fit, it's clean. All of our work here at Nationwide is going to be dependable. We're very thorough. Okay, so that dude is ready to go, man. Nice and clean, nice and shiny, no oil residue, because that oil will eat into the grease that we're going to put in there. Now, a couple of things that, a couple of extra tips that I'll throw in there that I do is your caliper bolts. Okay, before you want to put your caliper bolts on, you want to put them on a wire wheel. Clean them up, you know, shine them up. That way they have smooth, easy motion. And before you put them in there, what you're going to do is when you buy new caliper bolts or new calipers, they come with bolts. Usually comes with one of these. Now, I'll tell you the thing with this is, once you get it cleaned up and you're putting your calipers on, you get to that point, you want to put a little bit of grease right here on the top. And the reason you only put it right here on the top is once you feed it through the caliper, it's going to smear the grease all the way across. But make sure you put this on first. What this is going to do is protect your threads. That way, you're only doing this job one time. But somebody else might have to take this apart another time. So what you're doing is you're looking out for them. You don't want to strip out the bolts. You don't want to do anything like that. You want to be thorough. You want to work with integrity. That's what we do here at Nationwide. Okay, so I'm going to finish this job. I'm going to take this stuff over to the parts cleaner. That way we can get this trailer out as soon as possible. That way this customer can get back on the road making money. Okay, well, just remember, my name is David. Hit a like. And my next segment will be everything cleaned up and putting it back on. All right, thanks. Have a great day.